deep within every soul, there lies a quest to know who God is, who I am, and my connectedness to God, others, and the universe. In the middle of the concrete jungle, yet away, Dhyan Kutir, built up in a natural setting, is an oasis of spiritual refreshment for a city dweller seeker who will be accompanied in that inward journey. Here, you will embrace healing and wholeness. Dhyan Kutir is probably the first center ever to be named as a place of inter-spiritual dialogue. The spiritual replacing the religious with the aim of moving beyond the externals to the core, beyond religious differences to spiritual oneness with the motto of Together Towards Oneness. The call to begin it came from Oswald Cardinal Gracious of the Archdiocese of Mumbai and was blessed by him on the 6th of November 2009.
The initiative to start an ashram, or what we call Dhyan Kutir, came from the Diocese of Mumbai. They at one point decided to have an ashram so that people may have access to silent prayer, meditation and all that. And they thought we SVD should be the right congregation to give a lead to this. So a delegation from the Bombay Archdiocese came to meet the provincial administration. And after studying the issue, we found it's a good offer for us and we opted for it. Now, having opted for the ashram, then we're looking out for a person who will give a good lead for this. And meanwhile, we come to know that Father Ittoop, who was the director of the renewal program in Rome, was finishing his term and he was coming down to India. So we requested him whether he could venture into this program and join our province. He was willing and we were happy about it. And that's how he landed in INM province. And we began the ashram of Dhyan Kutir. And over the years, this has been a great blessing for people, especially people of all religions coming and praying over here, having their meditation, sharing life. I think that's the most ideal thing that is happening over here.
There was one discussion as to where we should start, the place where it could be started. And the place we are taking this documentary, this was the kitchen of George Brox. So it took a while to see the place where to start. By the time the provincial had changed, it was Stan. So we made a discernment. At the end, the provincial council and the team finalized that it will be here. The ashram needed a name. So I was asked what could be the name. So I gave Dhyan Kutir. I thought of connecting it to Gyan Ashram. Real Gyan comes from Dhyan, a meditation place. So that's how this became Dhyan Kutir.
It has now become a seeker's home for people of different religions and non-believers who can experience a calming atmosphere of silence in nature's garden.
Dhyan Kutir, it's difficult to describe, but I can think of a Persian saying. I can just translate it. It says, if there is a heaven on earth, it is here, it is here, it is here. With every step that I walked, I could feel those frustrations, worries, tensions, anxieties slipping away. I could actually feel the divine energy of this place. Father is one of those rare people. I think we are all very blessed to have crossed his path. Many times I have just sat there alone, or I have gone to the meditation room and just chanted something, or just sat and done nothing. Every time I come to this place, I go back feeling peaceful and healed.
I used to come bring my daughter to Gyan Ashram for her music classes, and my wife joined Rakhi. She joined the group of meditation group. She used to come every week, and I used to accompany her, bring her to this place. So I also started attending it. When I met Father Ittoop, I think he was very welcoming. You can actually talk to him anything, and all your questions and worries you can discuss with him, and he's like a guide and friend and philosopher kind of role, which is very unique combination as a father. And he has actually helped me in a couple of times in when I was going through rough phases in my life, and so that's how I started coming very often to Dhyan Kutir.
Group meditations that began here on the 28th of January 2010 take place twice a week for all those interested.
I invite you now to raise your right hand, right palm, and keep it at the level of the left palm. Now the eyes are directed towards the center of the right palm. Keep watching, observe, witness whatever happens in the center of the right palm.
I developed a fear of lifts. I used to not be able to go in lifts. I developed a fear of airplanes as well. I used to not take flights. When I got connected to Father Ittoop and when he guided me through the meditation session, it took me almost 6 months, but I'm very glad that I was able to overcome that. Like today, if you ask me, I drive my car alone. I take flights probably 3-4 times in a month. I even go in lifts now, and that too alone. So which for me is a very big achievement. You know, someone who was not about 2 years back, I was not able to even step foot in a lift and even a flight. From there, the progress that I have made is I am very thankful to Father Ittoop and the meditation techniques that he has taught me.
During the time of COVID in the month of July, I again had this insomnia problem. Then again I referred to Father Ittoop because at that particular moment, in the month, during the moment of COVID, there was no meditation taking place. So personally again I spoke to Father Ittoop. I came and met him personally. He tried to counsel me in that. He showed me some meditations, like in the sense how to go about, how to sit down at home and do the meditation. And yes, certainly it has helped me to come out of it.
Many years I used to get headache. So every time I used to get headache, I used to take a crocin. And then slowly as years went by, that headache turned into migraine. And doctor told me that you'll have to take migrainal tablet. Then I started to take migrainal tablets every day. Then after coming for joining this meditation I used to come regularly. I started to come for meditation. After a few months or so, I got relief of a headache. And now I don't take, I'm completely relieved, and I don't take any medicine now, neither crocin nor migrainal.
I invite you now to turn the palms towards each other, and may you now bring the palms together.
I was following some guidance of Sadhguru about being quiet, meditating, and just keeping silent. And then I came across this board, Meditation for Seekers. And that somehow was interesting for me because I was a seeker. And then I heard about Father Ittoop. In the year 2001, when we had a synod in Bombay, I was the one to speak forcefully for an ashram. And as a result of the synod, this ashram was started and handed over to Father Ittoop. I heard about it, but I didn't know much else after that. And so I said, let me find out from him and let me ask him whether he could guide me in meditation. And so I knocked on his door, met him, fixed an appointment. And the first thing I asked him is, can you help me reach higher levels of meditation? I had, of course, watched some videos of Sadhguru and Ravi Shankar, and I knew that they have somehow reached a higher level of, something mystical in their meditations. And I was not really running after mysticism, but I felt, let me learn something, let me always learn. My whole life is about learning and growing and developing. And so he said, yes, I can show you. So I said, okay.
Let the left palm and the right palm meet each other, and particularly now, watch the power and the presence of the energy inside the center of the palm. The flow of energy from one center to the other. Beginnings of an experience of synergy.
Father Ittoop has reached a high level of meditation. He knows what happens at the earlier levels and how to go to the higher level. He has a deep knowledge of the human body and healing, physical healing, emotional healing. So he's a counselor, he's a therapist. One by one, whoever comes to him will experience a healing, growth, developmental process.
Initially, we do prayers. Father says the prayers, wherein we pray the universe. We ask for forgiveness from everybody, whoever we have hurt, or we give forgiveness to everybody.
And I ask forgiveness from those people whom I may have hurt consciously or unconsciously. May you now raise your hand in a blessing mode, just to choose to grant forgiveness to anyone who may have hurt me consciously or unconsciously.
All these prayers initially help. Then we do a bit of vibrant exercises, which loosen out the body and relax our body. Plus, we do breathing exercises, which are very important to calm down. And then Father starts his meditation session. Before that, he explains about the exercises also. And the best part, he takes different kinds of meditations also, which are really helpful. Like certain meditations, like say for Brahmari, it helps for a sinus problem, or a transcendental meditation, or pyramidal meditation. All these meditations are very helpful, and after the meditation, the experience is so good, we don't feel like moving also from it.
See, his speciality than other meditation groups is that he takes the different methods of meditation at different parts. He includes all the different methods of meditation. Acupuncture is included. He also includes the chakra meditation, and all sort of meditations are alternatively done. Then this relaxation parts, progressive relaxation, which one of the physiological training, that also is given in the meditation. So usually it is not included only in the asana and pranayama. It includes all other methods also, and there being the variety.
He covers nearly whole body, not only mind, but all the parts of the body, and we got the benefit of it.
I told him about my smell allergies. I had very strong, very, very severe allergies of strong smells. And it had become very severe because of the body sprays, everybody nowadays who uses it. And it was really bad for me because I couldn't go out, I can't travel. Anywhere I go, there used to be that body spray smell. And I used to get very severe bad headache, which would really spoil my whole day. So then father gave me one session, and with that session of say 15-30 minutes, it had completely gone. Immediately after the session, he gave me some body spray and I could smell, and there was no issues at all with that headache. So it was really like, for me, it was a miracle.
About 35 participants regularly join the guided holistic meditation sessions that last for more than an hour.
One of the ideas I had was how to bring people from all walks of life, particularly of different religions. And so I thought Dhyan may be a way, because in every religion there is some way, a method is used to get close to God as spirituality. And I thought the best way to move towards spirituality is meditation. Meditation, I thought, will take us to reach to experientially know who God is, who I am, kind of spiritually connected to the universe and to each other. And so I made a kind of holistic meditation methods. It improves the health. It brings in sometimes healing, and it gets the stress out of them. And then they are also moving into meditative oneness with God and with oneself. And that approach has continued. So we use about 10 different methods of meditations, but aim is always encounter God, encounter oneself, encounter universe, encounter one another.
Father Ittoop conducts guided meditation on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So here basically we do some tapping exercises, some breathing exercises, and then Father guides us into a meditative procedure. So I remember once it was Father was guiding and I totally lost the sense of my body, about the floor underneath my feet, and I felt I was floating. And since he was guiding, the divine energy is coming, and I couldn't even hear him very clearly, but I could sense some purple light coming. It was entering my head and it was spreading. And I felt light as a butterfly. I felt I'm just floating. It was a very divine connection. And after that, there was no sense of irritation, anger, discontentment in me. It was so much of bliss that I've experienced, and after that I felt I don't want anything.
If there is any negative energy, any toxin, any frustration, disappointment, let the energy from your right hand melt away those negative energies, that we shall now experience health, well-being. Let all those muscles that have experienced any kind of stress during the day now experience health, healing and well-being. And let all those muscles now know that they can rest, relax and be calm.
I had a spinal injury, and which couldn't get recovered with modern medicine and surgeries, and where Dhyan Kutir, Father Ittoop played important role, giving me personal sessions of healing, energy medicine you could say, and that helped me restore my spine.
We will do the laughter. Shall we do the washing and spreading the clothes? Okay. Throw the cloth away. Once more.
This place, Dhyan Kutir, it has a very strong magnetic powers, and they attract like-minded people. What you will experience here is divinity, the source of truth, and probably, the source of divinity, which, if you ask me honestly, I've never felt anywhere else outside of this place. And that is why I said this is my first home. One of my experiences during the meditation sessions was that I always used to ask me who I am, who I am, who I am. When I came here, I started asking myself, who is my creator? My queries were resolved. I got a lot of answers to my queries. Father Ittoop has always been there for us to support with our queries.
If you really go to see your blood pressure before the meditation, after the meditation, definitely will come down. Because the pressure will definitely come down. Because the speed of your brain has come down. That helps you in meditation. I had a problem with my foot, no? I'm a diabetic foot. And I've got holes in my foot, no? So, believe me, I could see my foot like this. Because my feet is like this, no? I can see my feet like this. And see the hole. And look at it. I said, Father, I can see it. He said, very good, look at it. I should look at it. And then, no instant things like that. I look at that and then what happened was, then I had a problem on this foot. There was one toe got swollen up, which means it has to be amputated. In other words, it was getting bad. I used this technology on that feet. In front of my eyes and all, that swelling.
It was towards the end of our stay, and the next day we were supposed to fly to Chennai and to go to a different place, to go to Kerala. And I was not feeling all right, and I knew I had to fly. So I went to Father Ittoop, and he did a very brief meditation with me, and I went out and felt like a completely different person. So I came regularly to Father Ittoop, and he taught me the different kinds of meditation, and I wrote everything down. And I even gave such meditations myself at home.
The meeting of a group called the Higher Consciousness Circle, consisting of 30 spiritually inclined professionals belonging to 7 religions, is a monthly activity of the ashram. Everyone in the group had been through one or the other form of traditional meditation retreats.
HICO circle, it is a high consciousness circle, people from different walks of life. We are about 30 core members. We meet every month once. Each session is lasting around 3 hours. We discuss different subjects, mostly spiritual subjects, ranging from Atma to high consciousness and God concept, different religion. And we share our, different perspective, personal experiences of each member. We articulate in the sessions, so we get different experiences of people. All are, believe that humanity should be our religion.
We call ourselves Higher Consciousness Circle. Our humble attempt is to nurture the spiritual and human qualities of religions that would unify and liberate us.
So we are respecting each other's views, we are accepting each other's views, assimilating them, Otherwise, when you go in today's world, there's so much of hatred. You express your views, it's not against any particular faith or against any particular point of view. And if you express your view, there is so much of intolerance in the outside world. But in this HICO group, there is acceptance of views and expressing your views, coming together and, to a common ground on the basis of, sharing of our views and thoughts.
We used to assemble here around 10:30 and it's a small, I couldn't call it eclectic group, but it was that kind of a group where we all had this kind of a spiritual oneness feeling and, transforming and transcending to higher levels. And this interactive session really, is a very amazing experience. One has to go through it and then realize that, yes, this is the kind of, society I like to belong to. And these are the kind of people I like to be associated with. And that's the kind of citizenship the country should get.
May we embrace the earth as our common home and accept everyone as tiny sparks of the divine.
I always used to have a liberal mind, and my thought process were a little bit, in matching with the haiku. This place is amazingly good with respect to sharing ideas and learning a lot from there. It is not all about me giving ideas or, sharing ideas. People come out with a lot of fantastic ideas, and we look deep into the realities and the truth. The subjects are very, very interesting subject, which is generally not spoken in society. So we can liberally discuss, we can vent out our ideas, and also we can listen to from people. And I found people are very knowledgeable. They are, masters in their own field.
There are a number of topics around which we discuss, but I have had the opportunity majorly to attend sessions related to emotional intelligence and your emotional health and all. It has been a great experience, and I'm looking forward to attend more sessions and be a part of this group.
Haiku Vibes is the monthly newsletter, and Haiku Hands makes an attempt to help the poor. The ashram also works as a healing cottage for patients, especially for asthma, migraine headaches and allergies. Monthly, nearly free chiropractic treatment is offered at the center by a specialist, Mr. Kayomars Patel. The number of patients belonging mostly to low and middle income groups used to go up to 60 to 70. It has also become a well sought out place for psycho-spiritual counseling, therapy and personally guided retreats.
I think my thoughts will go back to 2008 when I met Father Ittoop for the first time. But I've heard about him as a spiritual director because many sisters would go to him. But the experience I felt was when I visited him at Dhyan Kutir. For me, it was a place of peace and silence and such positive vibes, when I used to be there. He was a person who, for me, he was like God. The way he would listen, the way he would be silent. Like I would feel he's listening to what I'm not saying. Even if I'm telling unpleasant things, it was an experience of being so happy to be who I am, a kind of acceptance, And I think that was what I was feeling when I used to spend time with Father Ittoop. So Dhyan Kutir has been a place, even if there is nobody there, I go to the chapel, I just sit quietly in silence and I find myself, find my deepest self in that silence. And a kind of acceptance. More than anything else, it is acceptance, Acceptance of my own self. Not of someone else accepting me, but of my own self. And that has been a deep experience of God for me.
The moment I walked in, I found it was written, "Be still and know your roots." On the other side, it was written, "Silence, God's particles are here." At first, I did not understand anything of that. But then as days went by, my consciousness started expanding. And I began to feel that God, the Abba experience is not limited to a particular circle or sphere. Instead, it's universal, expanding to everybody. So that universal consciousness came. And now, whenever I look at anything, anybody, any situation, I feel it's all God and God element only. Since Father Ittoop was already giving me spiritual guidance before, I spoke to him about my whole desire of making a 1-month retreat. And I told him, I want to make a 1-month Ignatian retreat. That's a Jesuit retreat, Then he said, don't worry, come if you want, we can make a retreat here. It will be a combination of several types of spirituality. If you don't mind, you can come. And I said, I will come, and I joined. I came and spoke to him. And we started off. After starting off, I realized that he was on a different level and he was leading me to a different level of spirituality, which I liked, I could sense some positive waves which were coming from him, which gave me more confidence to confide in him and surrender myself to him, to be guided by him. And he started guiding me. And as days went by, I realized that he was really leading me to deeper and deeper realities of life.
Inside Dhyan Kutir, you will find an inter-spiritual prayer room used by persons of different religions for experiencing God. The prayer room has a unique aura with imageries and symbols that connect well with the seekers.
Silence is the language of God. And I found Dhyan Kutir as a place where we can revitalize. When you are tired, when you are, stressed out, or you want to find your inner space to walk into. I always spend a day of recollection, occasionally a monthly, and I was guided by Father Ittoop, as someone who has a skill, the competence, a person who is really tuned to each one's need. So I feel one of the ministry that he does at Dhyan Kutir, counseling, meditation, accompanying people in their inward journey as a companion, as a friend, as a companion to walk with, especially people of other faiths. The amount of people who come to him is a testimony to his ministry that really draws people to Dhyan Kutir. Nobody thought what will come up with this kitchen and the old dining hall. It is today a place that attracts lots of people.